All right, Bernie, give me that back.
What are you doing with the toilet paper?
The toilet paper. Well, we're going to talk about preparedness. And when everything went down a couple years ago, everybody was buying a shitload of toilet paper. But the really interesting thing is when everything went down here in New Orleans with Ida, all the ATMs and everything, toilet paper, it didn't even work in the ATM machines. So one thing we wanted to talk about in your preparedness on your Thursday preparedness tip, when you are preparing for whatever's coming, be it a hurricane or a natural disaster or anything like that, so many of you use credit cards, you used your debit cards, you use everything like that. And one thing we learned is that when the power goes out,
You can't use the ATM, and the banks are closed.
and grocery stores can't process credit cards. So guess what?
Better have some cash on hand.
And we're not talking $5 and $10. We're talking more like a couple hundred. Because when you go in to get your groceries and your loaf of bread, because you forgot to get your bread ready, you're going to have cash because they're going to say no cards.
Right, and we found out also that when they finally got gas stations back up and running, a lot of them were running on a generator and they had no internet access, so they were taking cash only for gasoline. And if you need gasoline for your generator or whatever, your vehicle or whatnot, better have some cash on hand. And like she said, a couple hundred bucks is bare minimum.
And it's interesting because we're in a society and we live in a world now that the credit card, you don't really think about it. You go up to the ATM, you swipe your card, we've seen people here at the dollar store, they swipe it for $2 and $3. I mean, if you think about it, if you don't have access to cash, you're screwed. No M&Ms, no bread, no milk, no gas, no water.
No nothing.
No nothing. And it's interesting because you can pull up, if there was an ATM working, you'd see the line going out for days and nobody can get cash. So often we rely, well, you know what, if the nail store or whoever doesn't take a card, we can just go get ATM and get cash. But that's gone.
Yeah. So
That's gone.
make sure you have some kind of cash reserve on hand, because once the power goes down and there's no ATMs, there's no banks, there's no nothing, you need some cash on hand. So
Bernie, my question to you is, what is your cash on hand?
I make sure I have enough that I can probably make it a month, whatever I need. Or if you have to leave the area, a lot of times you got to have cash on hand because you won't be able to get it. So something to think about. So if you don't have cash, you probably can't get very far.
Agreed. So you guys tune in next week and we will share another tip to help you get prepared for what's coming. Y'all have a great day.
See ya.